Cowbridge Pride exploded into a rainbow of colours for the first time in June 2022, and wow, what a celebration it was. The High Street was lined with so many people. It was joyous, it was positive, and it was totally inclusive. It was so brilliant, in fact, that we've decided to do it all again. It was crucially important for us to include the 3 schools located in Cowbridge: Ysgolion Morgannwg, Bontfaen Primary School and Cowbridge Comprehensive School. The students, their parents and their teachers all got very involved. But what does the Pride event mean to them? We visited all 3 schools ahead of Pride 2024 to find out.
Pride means to me happiness, and it makes me feel like I can be who I am, and I just feel happy when it happens.
Pride to me means kind of inclusivity and creating a safe space for people to feel like they can be true to themselves and sort of share the joy of just being who you are with other people.
Yeah, I think that's sort of the same for me. I think Pride is generally all about acceptance. Like, no matter who you are, how you come, that sort of thing, everyone should like be welcomed in the community. I don't think there should be like any exclusions of any groups, because like that's not what a community is about. It's about everyone being together regardless of sexuality or gender.
Pride neu bachder I fi yw un o'r dathliadau yn y Bontfaen. Ni'n cymryd rhan yn I ddangos I bawb faint mor pwysig ydy I parchu ein gilydd a I dangos bod pawb yn wahanol.
It builds a sense of community. It allows the community to gain allies, for example, and also to allow people who are in the LGBTQIA+ community to feel that they are valued as well and included, they're recognized, they're accepted for who they are. And I think it's just a way in which we celebrate each other and build equality.
Pride had such a big impact on the children and adults of Cowbridge. What they heard and learned during that week will stay with them for life and make a huge difference to the future of attitudes in Cowbridge.
I think it's just made pupils feel a lot more able to show themselves. You know, you see people wearing badges, or for instance, I wear a little wristband, which is like the little pansexual colours, and people feel more open to just share who they are with everyone. And I feel like there's definitely been a lot more acceptance in the community. You know, people don't see it as something that's different anymore, it's just part of who we are.
Yeah, I just feel like there's just been like a feeling that it's like grown. I feel like it's no longer, I think it's been quite gradual, like it's just been more accepting. It hasn't been as spoken of like, okay, we're accepting of this now. I just feel like over time it's gotten really more inclusive, and I feel like everyone can feel it.
Fi'n meddwl ma balchder yn y Bontfaen yn dod ar gymuned gyda'n gilydd I wneud rhywbeth neis, a mae'n ffordd I joio a mwynhau gyda'n gilydd. Nes I cymryd rhan yn y march yn y Bontfaen I ddathlu balchder. Oedd e'n hwyl iawn.
Mae Pride wedi newid Bontfaen oherwydd mae pawb yn mwy garedig i'n gilydd.
Well, recently Pride has changed Cowbridge because I see like people are more smiley on the streets, and they like when they see the flags and the benches and things, they are like proud of themselves and happy with the town.
The Pride event in Cowbridge really opened up our eyes, because I think before Pride came to Cowbridge and the children could see the colourful flowers that were outside the town hall and the flags that were everywhere, it was something that maybe they saw in bigger cities or they perhaps didn't even know about. So I think having it in Cowbridge meant that we could then have those conversations with the children, explain to them what diversity pride meant, and it was lovely, and we did lots of work on identity, so it opened up lots of doors for us.
Mae Pride fi'n credu wedi newid y Bontfaen mewn sawl ffordd, rhai'n mwy gweledol na'n gilydd. Mae'n eithriadol o lliwgar yma pan mae dathliad Pride yn dod i'r dre. Mae yna ymdeimlad o wyl, ond hefyd mae yna ymdeimlad o pawb yn cydweithio, pawb yn groesawgar, mae yna ymdeimlad caredig iawn yn y Bontfaen.
During the Pride Week, there was a small pocket of people that did protest about the drag artist reading books to the children in the library. But luckily, they were only a small group of people who disagreed. But Pride is there also to remind them as a strong message that everybody needs to be included and everybody needs to be part of the community, whoever you are.
Whilst putting on a Pride event in a rural town is not always easy, Cowbridge Pride has been met with some challenges. It is so important to fight for what is right for the town and for the future of everyone who is part of this community, especially our young people.
Dwi'n credu o ran y dathliad, mae yna sawl cyfle dysgu yn codi naturiol, ond dyn nhw ddim yn bethau newydd i ni yn yr ysgol. Mae'r holl waith i ni'n neud ar ein gwerthoedd ni gyda tegwch a pharch a gofal a charedigrwydd, maen nhw'n estyn eu hunain yn naturiol i ddysgu wedyn mwy am Pride a tarddiad Pride a pwysigrwydd trin pawb yn deg a bod yn gynhwysiol. I ni'n ysgol gynhwysiol, felly mae'n hynod o bwysig bod yn plant ni'n ymwybodol bod gweithgarwch fel Pride yn digwydd yn y gymuned leol, sydd hefyd yn hyrwyddo'r un negeseuon yna o ofal a charedigrwydd a tegwch a pharch.
I think it's necessary for people who belong to the LGBTQ plus community to feel that the school supports them and in any way and make sure that there's things in place that they can rely on to make sure that their lives become much easier in school, because it can be a really big challenge.
I think within the school, it's definitely made everyone a lot more aware. And I think with me, it's just made me feel like more comfortable in school to be in a place which is accepting and inclusive. I think it puts people at ease and thinks, okay, well, I can be whoever I want to be and I can still be in this community.
During the Pride week, we, as teachers, we all created bunting to put around our school to celebrate so that the children could see it as they came in. We had a drag queen storyteller in, which was fantastic. The children thought that was amazing. We sang songs. We did lessons in class on diversity and the world beyond Cowbridge and the people that live in our world, the wonderful colours and cultures and sexualities. So we did lots of discussion and artwork, stories, poems, lots of different things.
Mae'n bwysig i'r ysgol i fod yn gefn i pethau fel hyn, achos mae'n bwysig bod nhw'n dangos presenoldeb yn y gymuned ac yn cefnogi'r plant ac cefnogi unrhyw gwahanol elfennau sy'n codi yn bywydau'r plant. Oedd Pride yn holl bwysig i fi fel rhiant llynedd pan ddath yn mewn i'r ardal yn gyntaf, ac yn rhoi cyfle i'r plant i ddysgu ar sut i ddathlu unigrwydd ac i parchu pobl eraill, ac mae'r rhinweddau yna mor bwysig, dwi'n meddwl, yn y byd ni'n byw yn ddi heddi.
It is important that we remind people that their uniqueness is to be celebrated. And doing that whilst putting inclusivity at the heart of Cowbridge is something we can all be proud of.
I am really proud of Cowbridge having a Pride because then it will tell other countries that they should do a Pride too, because they'd probably look at our Pride and think that looks really fun, and yeah.
I absolutely do think that other communities should follow Cowbridge's lead on Pride, because like I said before, it's about small communities showing they care, not just the big communities. And it really does feel a lot more personal when a smaller town does it. And it can also be a lot more celebratory in a way, sort of we're celebrating local people and their stories.
Dwi'n credu bod y dathliad wedi newid neu yn newid y gymuned. Dwi'n siŵr bod hwnna'n rhywbeth sy'n mynd i barhau i newid ac i ddatblygu ar hyd y blynyddoedd. Mae'n sicr ni'n gweld plant yn llawer mwy hyderus yn trafod pethau ac yn llawer mwy balch o'i gwahaniaethau yn hydrach na falle yn trio cydymffurfio falle bydden nhw wedi blynyddoedd yn ôl. So yn sicr dwi'n credu bod y dathliad Pride yma yn raddol newid cymuned i fod yn falle mwy agored ac yn fwy gynhwysiol.
I think that Cowbridge's Pride sets a really good example to other small towns and villages because it shows that we can celebrate Pride wherever you are, no matter how small a town, and it's not just the big cities that Pride affects, and we all need to learn that diversity is everywhere, and our young people in Cowbridge can learn a lot from seeing that it's accepted through it being celebrated in such an open way.
I think that the legacy of Cowbridge Pride will just be sort of showing rural communities can be accepting and that schools should get involved, because I know Cowbridge School has been very involved in Cowbridge Pride, and I feel like a lot of people are like, we shouldn't bring that into the education, but we absolutely should, because school is about so much more than just education, but also developing people as a whole and making them into nice, accepting, lovely human beings.
Yeah, definitely about echoing it into the school is so important, because obviously there's been so many instances of people being like Georgia said, that shouldn't be taught in schools, but why shouldn't it be? There shouldn't be any taboo or like, oh no, like we need to be careful what we're talking about. No, because it's the same as if straight people were getting married. It's the same as everything like that. Like we need to make the children of Cowbridge aware that that is completely okay and completely acceptable.
Mae Pride yn dysgu ni gwersi pwysig iawn, sy'n ni'n meddwl. I ni wastad yn gobeithio bydd yn plant ni yn tyfu fyny mewn bwyd, mewn bywyd sy'n well, yn fwy garedig, yn fwy groesawgar, ond mae'n rili bwysig i ni fel rhieni i ddysgu'r plant am hyn, a gobeithio bydden nhw wedyn yn tyfu fyny mewn bywyd sydd yn well.
Pride is really important to have in Cowbridge because it educates and informs, and if people are worried about LGBTQ+, then Pride is a way of dispelling any fears they have. There's nothing to be scared of, there's nothing to worry about, but it's a message that can be shared with children who are sometimes more accepting than adults are. But also the adults, they need to know that this is part of Cowbridge now on a yearly basis. And Cowbridge comes together and doesn't want any people that don't agree with it at all. The community has spoken.
The main lessons that Pride teaches us is self-acceptance. I feel like once you're encouraged or you see yourself reflected across the community, you're more empowered to come out as who you are and to not allow other people to dictate who you are, for example. And it just brings a lot of pride to yourself as well. And I think, we're at a time where there's a lot of divide, there's a lot of hate going on, but we want to be in a position where people feel supported and included. And as somebody who champions diversity, I genuinely want to see people feel like they can flourish by being who they are and just to thrive.
Pride is important because it makes you not feel alone and that you're not lonely and stuff, yeah. I definitely will go to Pride this year because it's really fun to meet up with my friends and
I'm definitely going to Pride because I can be with my friends and have fun with each other.
Cariad yw cariad. Love is love.
Love is love.
Love is love.
Cariad yw cariad. Love is love.
We are so proud of the tradition we've started in Cowbridge and the effect it's had on the whole town. We hope that many other villages and towns all over the country will take our lead and hold their own Pride events. You never know the difference it could make to somebody's life.